Hey everyone, I'm back. I will say this right now. Please excuse the background noise. With family, it's hanging out and all. On a Monday, sure, but I'm not sure. So, I'm gonna be serious. This idea just occurred before I just started filming. I really had to put something out. And since we're gonna look at the original video release of Shrek, because why the hell not? That and, I sort of wanted to do a follow-up to my original unboxing of the first two Shrek movies, as now I believe it has like over 2,000 views. So I want to say thank you all for tuning into that one. That was years ago, I believe 2018, 2019-ish. God, was it that long ago? Good lord. But let's just begin. So we all know Shrek. It's DreamWorks' most popular film to date. It's already 20 years old, and it's still regarded as an animated classic, and it paved the way for not only for the company, but also for computer animated films, because it pushed the technology to new heights. With the amount of detail and just fluid and expressive animation has, it's interesting. So when the first movie came out, it was a hit. It was the fourth highest grossing film of 2001. I believe it grossed over $400 million and would win an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. And it was the first of that recipient to win that award. And it was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. So people were excited to get it released on home video. And, well, here we go. So here's the original DVD for Shrek. It originally came out back on November 2nd, 2001. It not only came on to the DVD, but of course on VHS, as VHS was still relatively popular by the early 2000s, as DVD was still somewhat new, and people were still kind of getting into the whole mastering wacky tobacco. Let's take a look at the DVD first, as it's actually rather special, as it was one of the most successful of its time. You see, back when Shrek initially came out on home video, it was released on the same day as when Monsters, Inc. premiered in theaters. And since videos were traditionally released on Tuesdays, the executives over at Disney did not receive this well, saying that the move seemed like an underhanded attempt to sip on off some of the film's stream. DreamWorks responded that it simply shifted the release to a Friday to make it more of an event, and predicted that it and other studios would do some more frequently with important films. And that makes sense. You'll probably go out shopping with your friends on a weekend and you see the movie that just came out. I mean, on the weekend, unlike the opening weekend, Monsters, Inc. grossed $62 million, breaking a record for an animated film. But while Shrek's video release made more than $100 million, it eventually became the best-selling DVD of the year. And for its time, I believe it sold like around 5 million copies and generated more than $420 million in revenue for DreamWorks' DVD and VHS sales. And by 2002, I believe by the beginning of 2002, I believe it sold over 20 million. And worldwide, pardon me, worldwide, more than 10 million Shrek DVDs have been sold by that point. So, really, we thank Shrek for having one hell of a release. And that's why I believe most DVDs is released on a Friday, or at least many released on an event. But yeah, it initially came out as the 2-disc special edition, and it's a great print. Now, both films are spread across 2 discs. Well, each of them has a different version. The first disc has the full screen version, and the second disc has the widescreen edition, as you may see on the bottom here with the technical specs. See? Disc 1 and Disc 2. Typical. But the bonus features are still split between both of them. And Pixar would kind of do this kind of trend where the first disc will have the full screen version, and most of like the kid stuff would be on that. Like the kid-esque bonus features, and the second disc would have more of the stuff the film buffs would want. Although that came out like 2 years after the release of this, DVD. But, everyone has this version of the DVD. So it's rather important, even for DreamWorks. And one thing I do want to point out is that this was back when DreamWorks had help with Universal when it comes to distribution of their movies on DVD. So if you look at a DreamWorks DVD of this time and compare it to Universal DVD of this time, the layout of the discs and information are eerily different. Of course, now Universal owns DreamWorks, so this makes it a lot more noticeable. But yeah, this was back when discs have artwork. Well, mostly, I believe some companies, like in early times of DVD, would have no artwork. Because I know, if you remember at a recent update, my copy of Cool Runnings on DVD, that had no artwork. And that was an original release from 1998. Whew, Jesus. But of course, as it is early DVD, it comes with a little pamphlet. You fold it out and it has some production notes written by the one and only Jeffrey Katzenberg, which is also in the DVD as a bonus feature. I believe it's on the first disc. Turn the flap here, and you have the bonus features on the second disc. And on the back, it talks about not only, the other releases from DreamWorks, mostly their animated output right here. Ants, El Dorado, Chicken Run, Joseph King of Dreams, and The Prince of Egypt. I own all these except for The Prince of Egypt and Joseph King of Dreams. Though, I'm probably going to skip on King of Dreams. I'm just going to stick to Prince of Egypt. Although I do know there's a double pack with both of them in one, so I'll probably get that if I could. But yeah, Shrek did exceptionally well, and it still sells rather well. And of course, the VHS. Now, it initially didn't come out in a clamshell case. You see, you know what? Let me show you a picture. When it came on VHS, it didn't come in a clamshell case, unlike some of previous DreamWorks movies. It came in a massive cardboard slipcover, and it wasn't the size of the cassette. It was a little larger. In fact, if you looked on the bottom of the cassette, there's like a little piece of cardboard here covering the bottom, and the tape would be on the right side here. So it's rather interesting of why they would post it like this. The version I have here, the case really, is the reprint from 2002. This was back when DreamWorks was re-releasing their previous works, like Ants, El Dorado, Chicken Run, in this DreamWorks Animation case or collection. And this is the version I own. I wanted to get this version as I did not like, cardboard slipcover cases. Like, I still do collect a few, like you've seen in my previous update, with Star Wars and The Mask of Zorro, but, I just never really liked that. However, the original tape that came in here had updated previews. It had, an updated previews for, actually, it didn't have any initially, or did it? Well, yes, it did. It had an updated, it had trailers for, the collection itself, talking about low prices on all of them. But I actually have the original copy of the movie in here. This is back when, this is how DreamWorks' labels would look like. Again, similar to Universal's labels, except they're, silkscreen labels, or ink labels, if you want to be technical. As you can see, mine was printed July 28th, 2001. The other copy I had was from 2002. I believe I showed the unboxing of it on my 16th birthday update back in, 2017? I'm probably wrong. 2017, 2018. But they still constantly re-released that very version. Here, I'll show you. So, on November 19th, 2002, Shrek was re-released, again in the DreamWorks Animation label. And this version of the print, sorry for the glare, they would constantly re-release it up until at least 2010, where DreamWorks finally decided to re-release the movie on Blu-ray for the very first time. And this was around a time, too, when Shrek was about to celebrate its 10th birthday. And this is now where we lead to now. The Blu-ray of Shrek. It initially came out back in... Let me see what I have. It originally came out back on August 30th of 2011, and it was originally a Blu-ray and DVD combo pack, and that would be re-released as time goes on. Of course, in 2011, it was re-released again, this time as a 3D Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. Did they ever re-release it in 3D? Or they probably just recomposed it to be in 3D. And then it would be released on Blu-ray and DVD again in 2015. And the version I have here, which was released in 2018, is the Anniversary Edition. Although this one I have here also is a reprint from Universal Home Entertainment. Let me close the window here, neighbors. But yeah, this is a reprint of the 2018 release. This was around the time when Universal was buying out DreamWorks, as you may see from the little logo there on the bottom. If I can show it to you. There we go. That on the back, of course, Universal name. Although he still credit DreamWorks and Pacific Data Images. The Blu-ray itself is the same thing, no joke. Both discs still have the exact same artwork, everything in between. The only in terms of the artwork, it's basically Donkey's face plastered on there, but at least they try to differentiate the artwork, whereas the DVD has clouds and the Blu-ray is just blue. It makes sense. It would have been nice if, Shrek was on the Blu-ray and Donkey was on the DVD, similar to like the original 2-disc set. But even though, besides that, this is a great Blu-ray. Not only is it really nice to look at, it's a great master, but the animation, or the Animator's Corner, what was it called? The Animator's Corner. It's found on many other DreamWorks releases. I know Kung Fu Panda 2, How to Train Your Dragon 2, those have it too. 2. It's basically, it has interviews, storyboards, behind the scenes, and it plays while the film is playing, basically picture for picture. It's similar to Disney and Pixar's Cine Explorer visual commentaries. It's still great, and not all. Of course, they didn't reissue or report all the bonus features from this DVD to there. I mean, it makes sense, as they probably wouldn't care much of it. I mean, if that, it does contain a few others. I mean, it has the karaoke dance party. You can't really, remove it from there. It's a part of the experience. It's an extended ending. And even with that, Shrek is still on Blu-ray. In fact, last year, the movie was released on 4K for the first time to celebrate the film's 20th birthday. And there was a special edition steelbook in celebration of it. And that's pretty much it. That's the original releases of Shrek on, DVD, VHS, and Blu-ray. Of course, actually, recently, Peacock just added Shrek 1 and 2 onto the service. So, go on that. They'll probably remove it by next month, as many would do. It was on Hulu for a long time, but they recently just took that out, which is a big shame. And it was also on Netflix for a long time. But, Shrek is still relatively available on DVD, under that Universal release. And what I mean is that it would have this kind of face. The family fun, cover artwork, Shrek and Donkey on the front. It's basically a reprint of the 2010 DVD, typical. But, I recommend you just go to a thrift store and either find this or its 2002 release, as they're much easier to find, as, again, it sold over 20 million copies. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm not gonna lie, again, this was kind of out of nowhere for me as an idea, but hope you guys will like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Of course, check out my other social media accounts if you can find them. Till then, hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day.